If you want healthier joints, and especially as you age, you need to take this advice. You got a spectrum. On one end of the spectrum, you got a couch potato who is completely sedentary and they don't do anything. On the other end of the spectrum, you have LeBron James. On the LeBron end of the spectrum, we worry about wear and tear. On the couch potato end of the spectrum, we worry about if you don't use it, you lose it. Both could potentially lead to joint degeneration. However, who has healthier joints? I am willing to bet a lot of money that LeBron has way healthier joints than the couch potato because research shows us over and over again the number one way to degenerate your joints is to do nothing. So some people think that by resting, you're delaying that breakdown, that wear and tear. But the reality is that's actually the fastest way to break down that joint is to do nothing. Now, if you're not an active athlete, like you're not playing for a team, you're someone like me where you want to be athletic, but really at the end of the day, you just want healthy joints for as long as possible. You probably want to be somewhere in between the couch potato and LeBron James. If I'm leaning towards a side, I'm going to lean towards the LeBron side. The main difference between my training and LeBron's training is I get unlimited time for recovery. So he has to bounce back night after night. If I'm overly sore, I can listen to my body and say, hey, today I'm going to take the day off. If you still run, jump, cut, but you give yourself optimal recovery time in between, then it's no longer wear and tear, it's now wear and repair. And even at the NBA level, it is still wear and repair. It's just up to a certain point. And especially in your 30s, you start to decrease that recovery time. So now what was a 24-hour window is now a 36-hour window. And you just don't have that kind of time because you have back-to-backs. And so at some level, in the extreme LeBron end of the spectrum, yes, there might be some wear and tear. But 99% of you listening to this probably don't need to worry that much about wear and tear. You can go out and run and jump and cut and do all of these things. And that pressure, that force in the joints is actually going to trigger to build stronger tendons, even to a certain extent, regenerate cartilage. We're not like salamanders where we could just regenerate cartilage out of nowhere and do it super fast. It takes a long time and it's to a small extent. But what we do know is that exercise is one of the most important things that you can do for the joints. So don't be the couch potato. Maybe you don't go to the extremes of LeBron James, but find that middle ground and stop saying that running and jumping and cutting and playing sports is bad for your joints. It's very good for your joints, as long as you're optimizing your recovery window by giving yourself the optimal amount of time, nutrition, and sleep, and stress reduction. And if all of those things are in place, then continuing to train like an athlete could actually be good for your joints long term.